good. Get our acceleration here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a lifted Chevy Silverado 1500 RST. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to National GMC for giving me some time with the Silverado. Check out their inventory in the description down below. Let's hop right into the video. So under the hood we have a naturally aspirated 5.3 liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 355 horsepower and then 383 pound-feet of torque. Now, just like the other lifted trucks that I have reviewed recently, I'm going to focus on the key points of the truck, and then we're going to spend a bunch of time driving the truck. That's the main portion of today's video. Anyways, with the RST package, I love it because it blacks out the Chevy bow tie. Notice how everything here with the front grille is also blacked out. You've got the darker headlights. They are LEDs, and you guys can see the accenting here on the side with the carbon fiber. Looks great. Tow hooks here on the front end, and overall, just stock, the RST looks really aggressive, so it's perfect for this lift and tire and wheel setup and everything. So first off, you guys can see the whole lift here looks great, and definitely adds quite a bit of ground clearance and aggression and everything. Now, from a tire setup perspective, we've got 22-inch wheels, and we have 35s wrapped around them in the front and over in the rear, and again, it really just adds to the aggression with this truck. Obviously, we got a little bit of a negative offset here, and yeah, I don't know, I'm a huge fan. I think it looks great. Everything else is also all blacked out here on the side of the truck, and that's kind of, you know, part of the RST package, and that's kind of the theme they went with this lift, why they did the blacked out wheels. Now, popping over here to the rear, you guys can see we've got a big old mud flap there in the back, and then you can see the leaf springs and everything here for the rear with the Silverado. And guess what? We've got the key fob here. This does have the tailgate drop down, which is nice. Remote start as well. You guys can see the whole bed setup here in the rear, and then lifting this up, very light, very easy to get into place. We've got the dual exhaust tips out the back, and yeah, overall I think it looks really good from a exterior aesthetics perspective. Popping to the interior here with the RST, notice we have padding here where you're going to rest your arm, and then wood trim, and then this does have the cloth seats. You can get vinyl seats with the RST, but they're optional. Cloth seats are standard. You can see storage space behind, and you can see the floor mats, all that fun stuff, and then USB 12 volt, everything like that. And there's that look, boom. And then popping over here to the front, you can see you've got the padding here on the door panel again, you've got the wood trim, you've got all of your window controls, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors. And then moving on from that, here are the front seats here with the RST, so you guys can see that whole setup here with the front seat. Got your power adjustments and everything. Pedal layout down below, we've got parking brake light control here, fog light, cargo light, drive line select, and then tow haul mode with the drive mode select. Got to grab the grab handle to get in because pretty big truck. But starting up the RST, you guys can see here with the whole steering wheel setup, we still have a column shifter in the Silverado, which is nice. You've got the plus and minus for the gear shifts, and you can see mostly analog for the gauges and everything. And as for the drive modes, you've got a few different drive modes. You got normal, sport, and then off-road that you can go between. And then another thing is the camera resolution with the Chevys is great. You see the trajectory lines turn with the steering wheel, which is another big positive. Moving on from that, response time here with the screen is really good as well. Dual zone climate. This has heated seats for the front, which we're going to turn mine on because it's kind of cold outside today. You can drop down the tailgate here from the interior, which is another big plus. It's got hill descent control, bunch of charging areas. This one has a bench seat here in the center. Still has like a center console that kind of like storage here on the top, but then also you can pick it up to be a bench seat. Dual glove box right there. And then the glass in the back is actually fixed with this particular truck. But anyways, let's take it out and see how this lifted Silverado drives. Well, let's go over visibility here before we set off in this RST. There's your visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Oh, setting off here in the RST. First off, we're just gonna kind of drive a little bit, get a feel for the truck. 5.3's got decent pickup. That's definitely solid. Get it pickup because it's a pickup truck. Sometimes I think I'm funny, okay? Sometimes I think I'm funny. Yeah, coming around here definitely feels nice. Yeah, really good actually from a handling perspective initially. Looks like I'm fogging out the truck, so we gotta get some defroster there. You know what, too much running around and filming today, guys. But anyways, yeah, initially it's smooth, it's comfortable. I like the steering feel with it. Doesn't feel too wonky or off. Sometimes, again, lifted vehicles feel a little bit off. It doesn't feel weird at all. Definitely feels pretty normal, pretty natural. So that's definitely a positive. Kind of see how the body roll and handling is coming around this. See if anyone's coming. Okay, we're good. Get our acceleration here. Yeah, really good from acceleration perspective. So that's definitely solid as well. And then on the highway here, tire noise, you do hear a little bit, but it's not bad at all. Pretty comfortable from a suspension standpoint. It rides a little bit different than stock, but it's pretty close to stock. It's not a huge difference. So that is definitely a big positive. Yeah, really good on the highway. I will say that. And slowing down here. Yeah, solid. It's easy to drive. It's comfortable, so it'd be a good daily driver on the highway. And the 5.3, even though it's not as cool as the 6.2, right? You guys know I'm a huge fan of the 6.2. I feel like it's got enough pep where it gets it up and it moves it. So I definitely think that's pretty solid. Is this person turning? Okay, they are turning. They're just not turning on the turn signal. We're gonna keep that in the video because, you know, Utah drivers, they never like to use their turn signals. They like to just change lanes randomly. You know, keep you on your toes, right? I'm sure I'm gonna get comments from people that are like, you don't even know, California is 20 times worse. And it's like, okay, buddy. Anyways. Yeah, the steering really doesn't feel weird. And it gets pretty good grip here in two-wheel drive. Yeah, it gets good grip in two-wheel drive. Again, this has four-wheel high, four-wheel auto as well. A lot of people like to use four-wheel auto because it's not as aggressive as four-wheel high, right? Yeah, going over that little bump thing, solid. Yeah, so they did a good job with this lift. Gonna get a little bit more driving coming around this corner again. This road's got quite a few dips and bumps and everything, so it shows the suspension, shows if a truck's rough, right? If the truck's rough on this road, it's gonna hit pretty harsh and it's gonna, you know, kind of do the washboard type deal. But yeah, they did a really good job with this overall. This truck's got like 23,000 miles on it, and I'm impressed. Everything's held up really well. You know, it seems like nowadays 23,000 miles doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, some vehicles after 23,000 miles nowadays, they don't, they're pretty worn out and beaten up, and this still is pretty much like new. Yeah, a little bit. You can definitely tell this has leaf springs when you go over some of the bigger bumps. Definitely has that leaf spring feel and everything. So that's something to, I guess, consider. Yeah, solid. So I guess I'll get into summing things up here with this. This actually be a pretty fun truck to take off-road, to be honest. So first off, exterior-wise, you guys know, I think this thing looks amazing. Being all blacked out and everything, it's such a cool-looking vehicle. They did a really good job with this build with the aesthetics, having it all blacked out, picking out an RST, everything. Yeah, so National GMC nailed it. Interior-wise, the RST's, it's nice. It's got some nice amenities, right? The heated seats, for example, dual zone climate. So it's got some nice stuff going for it. So you're getting some nice amenities, but you're not paying, you know, luxury truck prices, right? Which is definitely solid. That bush always kind of hides things. Then from a driving characteristic perspective, it drives a little bit different than stock. You're higher up off the ground for sure. It's a little bit rougher in certain circumstances, but it's pretty close to stock. So you're basically getting this really cool lifted truck, and you're not really conceding anything. It's pretty much the same. This little curb right here is also a nice little bump to kind of show. Yeah, you guys can see going up that solid as well. So yeah, overall, I think they did a great job. And this is, you know, kind of like a more affordable lifted truck because it's built off of an RST rather than being built off of, you know, something like an LTZ or a High Country where that's going to be, you know, pretty expensive. So yeah, definitely check this thing out. It's pretty cool. That's going to sum things up for a video on this lifted Chevy Silverado. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to National GMC here in American Fork for giving me some time with this lifted Silverado. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I will see all of you in that next video.